Hey, student, how are you? Welcome to our session on solving proportions. Proportions are when two fractions are set equal to each other. To solve a proportion, we will cross multiply. Then we'll set the cross products equal to each other. 3 times 7 is equal to 5 times x. 7 times 3 is 21 equals 5x. And then we'll divide by 5, and 21 divided by 5 is 4.2. Number B, to solve a proportion, we will cross multiply. And we get 5 times the entire expression x plus 4 is equal to 2 times the entire expression x minus 2. And then we'll distribute multiply into the parentheses. And 5 times x, we get 5x plus 20 is equal to 2x minus 4. Then we'll subtract 2x, bring it over to the other side of the equal sign. Then we get 3x plus 20 is equal to negative 4. And then we'll subtract 20, bring it over to the other side. And we're left with 3x is equal to negative 24. And then we'll divide by 3. Divide by 3. And negative 24 divided by 3, we get x is equal to negative 8. C, we can put 5 over 1, so you can see the proportion, and now we'll cross multiply. 3x times 5 and 1 times 2x minus 26. 5 times 3x is equal to 1 times 2x minus 26. And we'll multiply. And we'll subtract 2x, bring it over to the other side. 15 minus 2x, we get 13x is equal to negative 26. And then we'll divide by 13, divide by 13, and we get x is equal to negative 2. Moving on, number 2. Similar right triangles. Similar triangles, the sides are proportional. So we can set up proportions to solve for the missing sides. Let's identify the corresponding sides. 3 in triangle ABC corresponds to 2 in triangle DEF. 4 corresponds to X. And 5 corresponds to Y minus 1. And now we can set up our proportion. Let's solve for X. So we'll put corresponding sides together in our proportion. I'm going to do 3 over 2 corresponding sides, and then 4 over x. Now I started with triangle ABC in the top, so we want to make sure the triangle ABC is in the top, DEF in the bottom. And then to solve a proportion, we will cross multiply 3 times x and 2 times 4. And then we'll divide by 3, and we get 8/3. And that is x. Side x is 8/3. And let's solve for y. Solving for y, we'll set up our proportion. Corresponding sides, 3 over 2, and corresponding sides, 5 over y minus 1. And then to solve a proportion, we will cross multiply. 3 times y minus 1. 3 times y minus 1 is equal to 2 times 5. And we're going to multiply, distribute 3 times y, 3 times negative 1. And then we'll add 3, bring it over to the other side of the equal sign. And we're left with 3y is equal to 13. And divide by 3. And we get y is equal to 13/3. Now, if we substitute 13/3 back in, we get 13 thirds minus 1. 13 thirds minus 1 is equal to 10 thirds. So this side is equal to 10 thirds. And the last one, number 3, we'll take a look at a word problem. A tree casts a 9-foot shadow. So the tree's shadow, 9 feet long, this entire length. Tree casts a shadow 9 feet long. At the same time, a 6-foot tall person casts a shadow, so just from here to here, 4 feet, 4 feet long. How tall is the tree? So here's our diagram all filled in. And we've got the big triangle and then the little triangle. Now let's set up our proportion. I'm going to put tree in one proportion and person in another proportion. Set up the proportion. And then I'm going to put height in the top and shadow in the bottom. Now let's set up our proportion. Tree height is X, that's what we're looking for. Tree shadow is 9 feet. Person height is 6, and person shadow is 4. And then we'll solve our proportion. We'll cross multiply. And we get 4x is equal to 54. And then we'll divide by 4, and 54 divided by 4 is 13.5. So the tree is 13.5 feet tall. And that concludes our session on solving proportions. Thanks so much for joining our session, and I'll see you next time.